should be okay, Kessben. I'm impressed with page 9, like I mentioned, because it captures the experiences of the tourists. One big question is the experience na nipa na obano oba omanum wia experience na obenya no and no information na odebeko akọ train nipa dom asan back to Ghana. I'm very much interested in this part. I think some of the figures we have to do further fact check because it's too good to believe. Ana money meboa. I think so. If you look at tour guide services, I think averagely they said 70% said it's excellent and 12% said it's good. If you look at quality of ports, I don't know what specifically they're talking about when it comes to the ports. And they said it's 88% excellent. And then you look at the quality of services at restaurants. And I know we'll come under customer service, so I need to do further fact check to see what type of eatery joints they experienced and the kind of services. But they say it's 69%. Okay, excellent, which is quite impressive. And wildlife attractions. Okay, now we can leave those ones for another day. Forts and castles in there, I think we've discussed it. 56% said it's excellent. Not necessarily the edifice, but the story behind the castles and the forts. And then the hospitality, that one there, it's believable. 76% say excellent. So I think it is really cool. Now let me go to page 13. Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, leading the chart in terms of the most visited places. Now, what are the factors that contributed to the number of visits? It's because we added value to the mausoleum and then made it more attractive to enhance the storytelling of the first president of this country. So we need to follow through and then target the most important story sites like wow, to me add value. It's about value addition. So we can replicate same since we have evidence that it's actually yielded more revenue since it was done. And then I'm also looking at the access to these tourist sites. My number one problem in this country is road infrastructure. The reason why I don't travel extensively in this country locally is because of the nature of roads. And I think it's very, very disturbing. One of the major factors to consider in promoting tourism is road transportation. So we need to focus more on improving our roads. And if I say roads, I'm talking about, once you construct the road, they should be able to last for as long as human beings would use it. You don't construct roads to last for 6 months and then they develop potholes. Potholes, is it a culture? And is it a lifestyle? You see, I keep asking myself, why can't you make potholes a thing of the past? And then 6 months down, the road is bad. I want to travel to a destination. I won't go because the road is bad. So I think we need to focus more on that. And I'm happy they have touched on it. And I feel the issue of filth and rickety transportation. So we need to get rid of all this rickety transport, these buses that are become an eyesore on our roads. So the way will be park car now, who join public transporter. You can have a convenient means to move about, to visit the places. And then finally, Meridian Hotel. What are we doing about it?
Yeah, chill.
The building in the center of the earth. You see, the story behind it is quite interesting. It's an iconic edifice. What do you call it? It's an iconic facility. I would say, people follow the story, not just the facility. We see buildings everywhere, but what's about the building? Is the story behind it. So we need to, focus. I want to appeal to the president. I beg of him, they should pay attention to the Meridian Hotel, strategically positioned in the middle of the earth, and on the globe.
True.
Yeah, so they should upgrade it like the way they've done to what we've done to the Nkrumah Mausoleum. It's your results. We need to. We need to set our priorities right. But to end it, I think this report is quite comprehensive. There are some of the statistics in there, and our findings are. I would say further fact checking. Now, no, this will help us to know the priority areas our government also doing the Sika Koshe. And so I want to actually commend the Ministry of Tourism for this comprehensive, detailed analysis and research material. And then the creative sector could have been captured in the tourism report. I don't think we need to necessarily break our heads in getting we can have a separate report for creative arts, but since the tourism complements creative arts or the arts complementing the tourism, no, we can also next time they should look at how they can inculcate the other sectors of the creative arts into this.
Yes, another agency
because page 37, page 37 or so is talking about the licensed entertainment centers in the regions. And I think Accra and Kumasi are the leading ones. Some of the regions don't have even any entertainment centers like that. So I think it's quite important that we also pay attention to the creative arts. We shouldn't leave it for them alone.
Yeah,
they can collaborate, and then they should spend money and send people out to go and do the research. This one was done by data, data coalition.
Yeah.
Once the patent.
Now the creative sector in itself doesn't even have a data. We don't even know.
It's about data. So we need to assign people.
I see. It's interesting. Okasa together with Ghana Tourism Federation.
Yes.
So it means that the tourism sector in itself, all the pockets of say, hotel association, blah 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 association, tour guides, have sum up to become somewhat a federation where they now be able to deal with them very well.
Exactly.
You know, almost it may be too easy. I mean, to get the information from them.
So in this case,
hoteliers, for instance, it's easy to know.
Creative arts,
there are too many things.
Creative arts for should have their numbers as well. You know, and I don't think it's difficult to get these numbers.
Because as it's now, we don't even have data for any of us.
So for all the events now, of course, in December, no,
I can't tell the number.
What are the numbers?
Exactly my point.
How many expenditure? I think they even have expenditure here.
They have expenditure there.
Hotels and entertainment centers.
Yes.
What were the factors that drove?
So like the entertainment side you are talking about, and they say we could have then draw how many Ghanaian songs were even consumed against foreign songs.
Exactly.
Because when I have top 3 countries, and Nigeria is one of the top 3. Quickly, my dream could see say they come here to do business, right? Coming to do the business, it means that they're doing more music business, or they're doing trade business. Which one are they doing more? I mean, with us, and how can we leverage? So we don't even know. Now, Kumasi also have Kuma Wood Federation. I'm hoping that they can tell us the number of even filmmakers and the number of movies that they even release a week, a month, in a year in Kumasi, in Ashanti region, not Kumasi per se, but they should be able to know Volta region and what impact is it making. More northern sector, no, what are their impact on the other African neighboring countries in the northern sector, no? Are they consuming those northern sector movies anymore? And if they are consuming it, is the market big? If it is big, are we then seeing collaborations between the Burkinabe actor and the northern people doing movies along that line? That chain. I mean, Sandema way now we should be able to tell. So the union, so this is shame one. Exactly.
This is quite easy for us to tell where to spend more.
Exactly my point.
You know,
so and where tourism. To now focus on to build more. And that's what I was able to tell. Say, culture for me is one of the biggest problems now. If indeed creative, we can't even promote culture, and culture is weak. But people are visiting us, and they are visiting us, and culture is not increasing. It means that we are not really visible with our culture on them. We are not slapping it on the face of the people who come. Very weak.
Very weak.
So what it means is that the agency called National Commission on Culture should wake up.
But I'm actually surprised. Local tourism, so Apeja. So it means actually the thing potential day.
Potential day. So they just go and check the cruise tourism. One of the interesting
the cruise
I was surprised
to Ghana.
That they say 14 came to town ships in Ibi. People were cruising 12,000 and beyond were doing ships. I didn't know.
I only saw
Ghana would do cruise.
I only saw
tourism.
a few advertisements on them.
Okay.
People, no, I think on TV3.
Oh, okay.
I think about 3 events of cruise ships coming to Ghana, but I didn't know that up to 14 ships have docked at the ports.
And it's interesting. People really go.
Yes,
people really go.
Yeah. In as much as it's expensive, I think it's quite. So I mean, what if we should also look at the water transport?
Yes,
the ferries.
Yes,
it's quite amazing. It amazes me how we can't have ferries. So people can just travel to locations. The Bosom Tree, for instance.
Yes.
I said, so you can sleep on it overnight, have fun on it. Look, Kudos, there's a whole lot.
There's a whole lot.